What's it like hearing your voice on morning TV every morning?
You know what's a shame is that I haven't actually heard it. I've only had, I've only had people send me videos of it and recordings of it. And I mean, I guess close enough, right? But I don't watch TV. I watch movies and TV shows, and I do listen to the radio. But yeah, I never catch it. Yep. But I know it's out there, and I don't know. It's one of those things that lives in the ether for me that I'm like, wow, that really happened.
Hello, best friends. It is me, Chris Bennett, and that was a little snippet from today's Country Climb Star of the Week, Kyndle Wylde. She shares her journey from singing in church to Nashville, tells us what it's like performing with Stevie Wonder and becoming the voice of CBS Mornings, and the inspiring story behind her latest song, Higher. Before that, Jineane Ford joins us for what's happening in the White Mountains. We've got nerd news, Fun Fact Friday, and plenty of laughs along the way. A huge thank you, as always, to Sean Burke, Austin Burke, and the Playlisted Podcast for continuing to introduce us to some incredible independent country artists. We appreciate it, and let's get the show started.
Chris Bennett and the Morning Brew.
What's happening, hot stuff?
Jineane, you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. I wanted to check in and find out what's happening in the White Mountains. You know anything juicy going on this weekend?
Well, the biggest thing, of course, is Pioneer Days. We've got so many people up here on the mountain, huge family reunions. They have everything. They're celebrating the 250. It's going to be big out there in Snowflake and Taylor.
Yeah.
Huge.
They have Arts
Pioneer
and Craft Fair at
Mm-hmm.
Frederickson Park today from 11 to 5. And then, tomorrow is the big parade. And they're even having a 5K and a 10K, which I will not be participating in those at all. And I even think they have a car show after the parade as well.
Yeah, they have everything. Pioneer Days is really cool. It's such a great tradition. And just a lot of people up here on the mountain, everybody. So have your patience.
Have your patience.
The other thing going on, I just want to mention, Customer Appreciation Day. It's a big food drive for Fishers of Men for Veterans in the White Mountains. This is super important. So it's tomorrow, and J&S Patriot Auto is hosting it. They're going to have food, music, and the food drive. It's going to be 11 to 2 p.m. at J&S Patriot Auto. That's at 3820 West White Mountain Boulevard in Lakeside to help out Fishers of Men.
Heck
Veterans.
yeah, love helping out
it.
Fishers of Men. They are amazing.
And they mostly need things like peanut butter, small bottles of oil, mac and cheese, canned fruit, boxed milk, soup, and boxed cereal. There you go.
All right, there you go. That's what's happening in the White Mountains. All right, Jineane, we're ready for some nerd news on this Nerd News Friday. What you got for us?
Okay, kind of some stuff about the creepy crawlies, but it's just cool stuff. I like it. Okay, scientists have revised their estimate of how many bug species we have on planet Earth, okay? Get this. There's somewhere between 14 to 20 million insects on the Earth. But this is the cool thing. And since all these new species of insects, okay, the next invention might seem pretty helpful. A French startup says they have achieved the first air-to-air insect interception by micro drones, okay? So it's like a little mini drone that'll race around and kill all your mosquitoes while you're sitting there. Whoa. Yeah, we're getting a little bit. So micro drones that they use sonar to detect the wing beat patterns of different insects, and they can distinguish between species. Can you imagine just like flying around and zzz, zzz, zzz.
Yeah, like what?
Cool.
Yeah, you take care of the mosquitoes, but then you have all these drones that could attack you.
Yeah, and you could have your own little war going in your backyard, see? Yeah, and then researchers at Yale, they're researching a desert rodent, okay, that lives a lot longer than typical mice. It's called a golden spiny mouse, and the thing that's interesting, it carries an unusually high level of protein called clustrin, and this helps reduce inflammation and helps lead to healthier aging, and they're really, it's showing a lot of promise for us humans. So there you go. Yeah. Spiny little mouse. Yeah,
nice.
Whatever. I wonder what he looks like. Yeah.
Some great nerd news on this Nerd News Friday. All right, Jineane, it is Fun Fact Friday. And there's a lot of great holidays going on today for me to share some fun facts for you. It's Amelia Earhart Day.
Ooh.
And do you know what she nicknamed her first airplane?
Oh, I know this, but I can't think of it. Dang it. What
It's
is
a
it?
bird.
It's a bird.
The canary.
The canary.
The canary. Yeah. Her first airplane was bright yellow and named the Canary. And what else do we have? It's Cousins Day. How many cousins do you think the average American has?
Oh my gosh. Let's say 15.
Oh, wow. You are smart today. 15 to 30.
Whoa.
First cousins.
Total guess.
Yeah, and there's some states where you can marry your first cousin. Did you know that?
That's not cool. Yeah.
Not cool on this Cousin's Day. And let's see, what else do we have for you? It's National Drive-thru Day. Do you know when the first drive-thrus started to appear? What decade?
I don't know. I want to say they were in the 50s, and I feel like it was A&W Root Beer or McDonald's, something like that.
Yeah, you're close. It was the 1940s.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was...
They had car hops and all that stuff, too. Yeah.
1947, Red Giant's Hamburg in Springfield, Missouri was the first one. And McDonald's didn't open their drive-thru till 1975.
And do you know who the fastest drive-thru 5 years running today?
Who?
I just talked about it. Taco Bell.
Really?
The fastest, average of 4 minutes. Especially when you get that lettuce, you know.
Everything's fast.
Yes, everything's fast with the lettuce. Yeah, exactly.
Well, those were some fun facts on this Fun Fact Friday. Janine, I hope you have a great weekend. We love you, best friend.
You too, Chris. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Chris Bennett's Country Climb, Star of the Week.
And we have another amazing artist sent our way from Schaumburg, Austinburg, and the Playlisted podcast. This week, we're so excited to welcome Kyndle Wylde. Kyndle is a Nashville-based singer-songwriter whose music blends soul, Americana, rock, and country. And you may already know her voice from CBS Mornings, where she won their mixtape music competition and became the voice of their national I Can See Clearly campaign. She's toured with Postmodern Jukebox, sung with Stevie Wonder, performed at both the Ryman Auditorium and the Grand Ole Opry, and now she's releasing some more incredible original music. Please welcome Kyndle Wylde!
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that intro.
Heck yeah, I love to get you all pumped up. I'm so excited to have you on. Some amazing credits. But before we get into your country climb, we're going to have some fun with some icebreaker questions. You ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. Your bio says you blend country, soul, rock, and Americana. If someone asked what lane you're in, what would you tell them?
I would say soul. I kind of group soul as it's this umbrella term in a way. And Americana works that way too. There's lots of different branches of what Americana music is. And I think soul music feels that way too. So yeah, soul Americana is where I reside.
And last question will be the hardest question I ask all day. If you had only one country song you could request for the rest of your life, for parties, music, those type of things, what country song are you requesting and why?
I'm going to say, and this is because me and my husband just watched the Ken Burns documentary of country music. And I'm going to say You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man by Loretta Lynn, because that woman and that song was so important for country music, but specifically for women in country music. And I adore that woman. And I think I'm going to stand on that one.
We are back with Kyndle Wylde. She's today's Country Climb Star of the Week. We had some fun with some rapid fire questions. And now it's time to find out about your country climb. When did you realize music wasn't just something you loved, that it was something that, you had to pursue?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, I mainly just sang in church, and I didn't know that music could be an actual career path. And when I met my now husband, he was just some guy in my hometown when I met him, but he was writing and he was creating, and his friends were all just musicians, and they were speaking into each other's art. And that was the first time that I had met artists. And my husband still to this day is so driven, And I attribute a lot of my actual start of making music to him. And I have no problems doing that. He's one of the greatest artists that I know. And then I went to the University of Memphis, got a full vocal ride scholarship, and that's when I really started cutting my teeth in music. And I was gigging like crazy. Finally graduated. It took forever. I don't know why. But then me and my husband moved to Nashville, and now we're here making music.
What are some other pinch me moments that you've had in your career so far that stick out?
Well, a pinch me moment was definitely when I got to sing background for Stevie Wonder in Mississippi at the casino. David Porter, who was a part of the iconic Memphis songwriting duo, Lord, I'm like drawing a blank, but him and Isaac Hayes with Stax Records, they are responsible. They're just like pivotal for Memphis music. And he was putting on this event called like David Porter and Friends. And it was David Porter, obviously. It was Ray Parker Jr. was there, and we sang Ghostbusters, which if you haven't heard Ghostbusters live, you have not heard Ghostbusters. That goes insane. And also Stevie Wonder was there, and he sang, he just did one song. He just did Signed, Sealed, Delivered. And it was just one of those moments. It's just like, wow, how am I here? I was like freshly graduated out of college, and I just couldn't believe it. He was right there. And that was definitely a pinch me moment.
And you also won CBS Mornings mixtape music competition. What was that experience like?
That was so crazy and very random. I'll say that. One of our friends, who I like to say has a real job, he basically a 9-to-5, and he watches news every morning, and he had CBS on. And this competition, which I couldn't find anywhere, but he sent me this photo that they were promoting on the screen, and it was the CBS Mornings music mixtape competition, mixtape music competition. And they just wanted, I Can See Clearly Now, originally done by Johnny Nash, I think. And they wanted done sort of just like a spin on it, and think about like what would it feel like to start the morning watching CBS Mornings with this. And so we just, I don't know, we threw our resources together. I told my band, I was like, I can't pay you because it's a competition, but I can feed you. And we'll just, we'll make it happen. And we sort of took the song and did it like, I don't know, like a soul Ray Charles, Aretha thing. And they loved it. And we ended up winning. And they flew us to New York. They put us up on Times Square twice. First to come in and perform the song, and then later to actually announce the winner. That's how TV works. You kind of have to do it, you know. And it was just, it was incredible. And they're still playing it every time that you hear a CBS Mornings commercial. It's awesome.
That's so cool. What's it like hearing your voice on morning TV every morning?
You know what's a shame is that I haven't actually heard it. I've only had, I've only had people send me videos of it and recordings of it. And I mean, I guess close enough, right? But I don't watch TV. I watch movies and TV shows, and I do listen to the radio, but yeah, I never catch it. Yep. But I know it's out there, and I don't know. It's one of those things that lives in the ether for me that I'm like, wow, that really happened.
And we are about to hear her latest song, Higher, right here on Q Country 92.5. And before we play this song, why don't you tell us a little bit about the song, what inspired it, and how it came to be?
Higher is my baby. Higher was born out of a really dark time, and it was very much me and my husband writing this song to dig ourselves up out of the hole that we were in. We had just lost his mother, who is one of the greatest human beings to ever walk this planet. Anytime I get a chance to talk about her, I do. But she believed in us more than anybody. And when she passed, it was a change. It was a huge change in our life, as anyone who loses someone that's important to them feels, you know that. But yeah, I really needed to just pull myself up and like look higher and reach for something greater than myself, because at the time I definitely was not feeling that way. And we wrote Higher, And it really did help us. And I really hope that when people hear it, that it also does that for them, that it gives them inspiration to keep going and to move forward with their best selves. And even if they're not their best selves, but just to keep going regardless.
Well, I absolutely love this song, and it's an honor to get to play it on Q Country 92.5. This is Kyndle Wylde with her latest song, Higher, on Q Country 92.5. That is Kyndle Wylde with her latest song, Higher, on Q Country 92.5. What an incredibly powerful voice. What an amazing song. For those of us that are just getting to know Kyndle Wylde, what other 2 songs of yours should we check out to get to know the musical experience that is Kyndle Wylde better?
Yeah, so that song is off of my EP, and Higher was the first single. Hearts Are Made to Be Broken is also one. That's why I was going between Higher and that one to play. And then if you really want some just like good soul bluesy country, like Love is a River, it's a ballad, but it carries you through, and the end is my favorite. I love those.
Heck yeah. And what is next? What should we be on the lookout for?
So next year, actually, I will be on the Rock Boat. Goes out in February. I won the competition. I enter into a lot of competitions, which is silly, but you got to do what you got to do. I won the 6-man competition. 3 finalists were able to go on this boat. I'll share a stage with Switchfoot, Walk the Moon, Sister Hazel. It's and a bunch of other cool acts that I'm excited to meet. So next year I'll be on the Rock Boat.
Heck yeah, sounds awesome. And what are your socials? How can we best support you?
Yep. So it's Kyndle Wylde across the board. Kyndle, like the Kindle Fire, but with a Y. And then Wylde with a Y and a E. And my website is KyndleWyldeMusic.com. And come find me. I'd love to talk with you.
Heck yeah, go ahead, give her a follow, download her music, especially her song Higher that you heard here today. We've been talking to Kyndle Wylde, today's Country Climb Star of the Week. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode of the Morning Brew with Chris Bennett and Best Friends. A huge thank you to today's Country Climb Star of the Week, Kyndle Wylde, for sharing her story and her incredible new song, Higher. Thanks to Sean Burke, Awesomeburg, and the Playlisted Podcast for helping us discover another fantastic artist. And give Kyndle Wylde a follow on social media and download her song, Higher. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you'd follow the podcast, leave us a review, and share it with someone who loves country music and morning show shenanigans. We'll see you back here Monday morning. Until then, I'm Chris Bennett reminding you to be nice to yourself, be nice to others, and don't be jerks.